I feel like I've been out for ages. Oh, I bet you all miss me. How'd you sleep?
Not enough to wake up to your face.
You got jokes.
Oh, wish it were.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Man, you look just like I feel.
Fuck you too.
All right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed?
Oh, here we go.
Another glorious day in the Corps. Day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm.
Woo.
Every meal's a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Corps.
Oh, this floor's freezing.
What do you want me to do, fetch your slippers for you?
That'd be nice, could you?
Look into my eyes.
All right.
Fall in, people. Come on, let's go.
I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn.
You are now listening to the You Run podcast, the only horror movie review podcast completely run and controlled by you, the listeners. You choose the movies. You score the movies. Heck, you even review the movies. This is not my podcast.
You Run podcast.
I've had to listen to every other episode.
You Run podcast.
You fell asleep for a second.
Fell asleep for a minute.
Let's go on.
This is going to be a fucking riot.
That's right. It is a riot. And it's going to be out of control. Out of my control. You run the show. All you need to do is go to our website, yourunpodcast.com.
Just make sure you fucking listen, okay?
You want to die tonight?
I'ma make it burn.
Hello, and welcome back to the You Run podcast. I feel like I've been away for a long time. I've had my hypersleep now. I'm out, I'm awake, I'm back.
Whoopie fucking do.
My name is Scott, and I am the host, and I take you through the movies each week that you've asked me to review. This week is no different. However, season 4 things have changed. Every week I am joined by a co-host. Co-hosts change week in, week out, so you're never going to get the same person. And it saves you listening to me prattle on, and you get to listen to someone else who's actually interesting and knows what they're fucking talking about. Today, I'm joined by Gareth of Video Tasties. Gareth's account on Instagram blows my mind. Every time he does a live or every time he shares something, his collection and what he's got and what he does just absolutely blows me away. So, Gareth, welcome to the show.
Well, good evening.
I'm delighted you could join us. I'm going to bombard you with questions for multiple reasons. One, because I genuinely want to know. And two, because you are one of the most interesting accounts on Instagram, without a doubt.
Oh, thank you very much.
If for anyone who's got any love of movies, whether they be horror movies like we do on this show or anything else, go and follow Video Tasters, because you are in for an absolute treat. Would you class yourself as a collector? What would you deem your account as if you were to boil it down? What would you call yourself?
He's definitely a collector. I choose just random stuff and start collecting it usually.
What got you started? Because your collection seems to be rather large. Every time you do a live, I'm kind of like, wow, and there's that, and there's that, and there's that. What was it that kicks that all off for you?
I've just always been a collector. As a child, I had a vinyl collection and a VHS collection, and it just got bigger and bigger because I just picked stuff up from everywhere.
VHS is your main thing that you collect?
Yeah.
Do you know how many you've got?
No, I was just thinking about doing a live and counting them, but it might take a while.
Are you in thousands now?
It's definitely more than 2,000, I think now.
Wow, that's insane. But you don't just collect VHS either. I mean, you've got all sorts of memorabilia. I saw the other day you were sharing something you had from the Sweeney, and you've got A-Team. And is there, away from your VHS, is there a favourite piece that you've got?
Got a few small die-cast cars, and there's one that's the Coyote from Hardcastle McCormick, which was a 80s TV show where the car was the star, and they're this souped-up red thing that was probably very impractical, but it looked awesome. And I still got a sealed one of those, which I'm very fond of.
Wow. I genuinely am amazed. And VHS wise, I mean, what's the one that you've got? Because I know anyone who collects something, they've got one piece that's their coveted item. What VHS is it for you that's the one that gets the special place on the shelf?
It varies, but one day it might be the Freddy's Dead experimental VHS with the 3D glasses still with it.
Oh wow!
Because the end of the VHS is in the old red and blue 3D, so you can watch it like that. I've still got a sealed box set of The Exorcist. It's the 90s release, but it's still sealed. So
wow. The Freddy 3D, that's amazing. I remember renting that movie with the glasses, and they used to keep the glasses behind the counter. And you used to take it up, and they used to give you the glasses separately.
Yeah, they didn't trust people.
No, they did, and rightly so.
Plenty probably got ruined, so they had to have a lot of spares.
Yeah, exactly that. Is there a piece that you want to get? Is there something that you've always wanted to get your hands on that you can't find?
There's always stuff to find. It's the price that's the issue.
Yeah.
The experimental market is quite brutal.
Yeah, it is. And I've looked, because I've got a couple of VHS. And when I say a couple, I've got like 4. But there was a few that I wanted to get. And when I went and looked, and I was looking on eBay and various other places, I'm looking at the price and going, really? That's insane.
Yeah.
Away from your collection, what are your go-to movies? I know you like horror, but you like a wide spectrum of movies. What are you putting on a Saturday night?
Saturday nights is usually action based, something like 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Commando or Con Air or something like that. Lots of explosions and not much to think about.
I'm 100% into that. Commando's amazing. I haven't seen Commando for years. But that's going on my watch list. But that's not why we're here. Your collection is amazing, and I absolutely love it. And everyone needs to go and follow you. It's video.tasties on Instagram. You're also on YouTube as well, aren't you? Is that just Video Tasties on YouTube?
Yeah, it's the videos I do out on there as well.
Yeah, so if you've got any love of movies in any way, shape or form, go and follow Video Tasties, and I guarantee there will be something he shares that you'll go, oh my God, it's just how his account works. But today we're here to review a movie. It's Alien Encounters Week. The poll went up where you got to pick between lots of various different Alien movies, and you picked Aliens from 1986. So this is set 57 years after the events of the original movie. Ripley awakens from her hypersleep and tries to warn everyone about the alien threat. It won 2 Oscars, one for sound editing and one for visual effects. And here's the trailer.
Just tell me one thing, Burke. You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out.
That's the plan.
All right, people, on the ready line. Are you me? Yeah! Are you me? Yeah! Get on the ready line, Marine! Get something to die! Get on the ready line!
There she is. Get your light up here.
Keep back, don't scare her.
Movement! Talk to me, Hudson!
I got signals. I got readings in front and behind. There's nothing back here. Look, I'm telling you, there's something moving and it ain't us.
Get them out of there!
How could they cut the power, man? They're animals. There's movement all over the place. 5 meters, man. 4.
Aliens. This time, it's war.
So that was the trailer for Aliens. Came out in 1986, directed by James Cameron. My initial thoughts on this movie, I watched this movie when I was very, very young and had a huge love for this movie because it wasn't a pure horror. I would say Alien was a pure horror, and this is something else. This is James Cameron throwing lots of guns and lots of explosions into a horror movie. For me, it's a masterpiece of sci-fi horror. It keeps you on the edge of your seat pretty much all the way through. It's one of the few sequels that is equal to the original, if not possibly, in my opinion, even surpasses what Ridley Scott done with Alien. I really love this movie. Gareth, what do you think of it? Is this where you rip it to pieces?
Yeah, it's terrible. What the hell you want to
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
Aliens is a masterpiece. It can't be beaten. Nah, if I'm going to watch an Alien film, it's going to be this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unless I want a horror-style Alien, then I will go for that one. But 9 times out of 10, I'll put this one on because it just flies by.
Yeah, it's and the stupid thing is, it's a really long movie as well. It's over 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it keeps you hooked from pretty much when you start, and it kind of, when it gets to a point where movies naturally they have a lull, and in Alien there's lots of those lulls where not a lot happens, but in Aliens, as soon as it gets to that lull, something else happens, and it keeps pulling you through it. And and I love that. The listeners obviously score the movies, that they always have. We've changed something for this season, so I get to score the movies again, and so do you, and so do the listeners. And then we're going to take an average across the scores, and that's going to be the score for the movie. So the listeners for this, for the quality of the movie, they scored it 9 out of 10. They also score on fear of how scary this movie is, and they scored it a 7 out of 10. My scores on this are very similar. I score the movie, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this movie. And then fear-wise, I score it the same. It's a 7. It's got bits where it's got that original dark Ridley Scott style horror, and then it's got lots of silly bits and explosions and other stuff that take it away from that. So it's not that scary. How would you score it?
Yeah, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. It's in my top 10 of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's such a fantastic film. Even the extended cut.
The extended cut is long as well. So what's the extended cut?
It's over 2.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah. And that was if I remember rightly, that was the one that Sigourney Weaver was very, very intent that they had to release it. Because I know she had issues with the original cut.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of the daughter story.
Yeah. How about for fear? How would you score this scare-wise?
It's got a few jumps in it, hasn't it? So yeah, definitely a 7. And then they redo the chest burster scene, and aliens are taking people out left, right, and center.
Yeah,
you feel like you're in the midst of it.
Yeah, you definitely do. So for the movie, then overall, taking the listeners' scores, yours and my scores, it scored a 9.6 out of 10. And then for fear, it scores a straight 7. So that's the first time we've scored a movie this way, and that's how it's going to be now, listeners, because you can't be trusted. No, I'm kidding. Into the actual movie. So the movie obviously follows the story of Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, when she gets found 57 years later and brought back to another space station. I love the way they do this. So it's very much they bring her back, they wake her up, and it starts off with that kind of a tease for another chest burster. Yeah. And the first time I watched it, I was like, oh my God. And then they didn't do it. But they teased it so well. The other bit I like is when they kind of do her having to explain her actions. It reminded me of like meetings at work.
It was definitely. Yeah, she's in front of the headmaster. Why did this happen? There's no evidence of anything, like you said, and you lost us a whole spaceship full of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and I can't think who's the guy who plays the. He's kind of like the businessman type. He's meant to be her friend.
Oh yeah,
Burke. His name escapes me.
Yeah, he's in My Two Dads and Beverly Hills Cop 2, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But his character, he plays that slimy, horrible. He's being fake character so well.
Yeah,
he's got that down to a T. Because in the first 20 minutes, you're going, someone needs to punch him.
It's Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser. There we go. There we go. And it goes from this, and they go back to space. They go back to the planet to recover the ship, basically.
Yeah.
No, they go to save the colonists. Sorry, they don't go to recover the ship. That was Alien.
Yeah. Both get lost.
And then, let's be honest, all hell ensues. There are some characters in this that I absolutely love. You've got the group of Marines who are, when you watch it, they are so bonded together, and they've really got that group mentality, and it comes across in screen. And that was because James Cameron shot those opening scenes last. He insisted on them filming the entire movie, working together, living together, sharing rooms and cars and all that, and then filming that end scene last. So they really had a bond, and that comes across on screen.
Oh yeah.
It really, really does. What do you think to Bishop, the AI?
Yeah, because I didn't watch Alien completely first because I chickened out as a child watching it. I got to the chestburster scene and
that was it.
I was out, and then I didn't get Aliens until a few years after its VHS release, and then thought, wow, this is amazing. I'll go and watch the other one. But then, so I didn't know about the bad robot in the other one. So, but if Ripley doesn't trust him, I don't trust him.
And the stupid thing is, if you didn't see Alien, you would be looking at her going, you're just being fucking irrational. He's a really nice guy. He's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, bless him.
And he's a fantastic actor, and he's played that part. He done it in Aliens, and was it Alien 3 he was in as well?
Yeah, he turns up at the end, doesn't he? He gets bashed in the head.
Yes, he does. And he also was in Alien versus Predator, but as a completely different character.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different movie that's not even in the same league as Alien.
No.
Maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
One thing they added to this that they hadn't had before. So in Alien, the only thing you were worried about was Sigourney Weaver and her cat. those were your two main concerns.
Yeah.
In Aliens, they had Newt, the little girl, and that to me took it to a completely different dynamic.
Yeah.
I've got young children, and the thought of something big and nasty and scary hunting them down it's not nice.
Yeah, you're gonna throw the cat at the alien to save your kids, aren't you?
100%. But Sigourney Weaver left the alien behind, and the aliens, the cat was the one thing the aliens didn't like.
Yeah.
She didn't take him with her. I didn't get it.
I used to have a ginger cat. It was called Mr. Jones after that one. So.
Oh, really?
It was a nasty bastard.
So in hindsight, she should have taken the cat with her.
Yeah, he would have done great.
For you, is there a particular scene in this that does it for you, that really makes you go, wow?
I think it's when Ripley takes controls of the car and bursts through and goes and saves everyone. And the music kicks in and everything's kicking off. And she comes into the rescue of everyone.
She has that moment where she goes, I've had enough now.
Yeah. You lot are idiots.
And there really is that, as a viewer watching it, there really is that long period of time where you're looking going, you're all stupid. She told you there was aliens here. You didn't believe her, but now you've come here and brought her with you just in case. Now she's telling you what to do, and you'll go, "Nah, it's fine." The scene that I absolutely love is the face hugger in the medical bay where you've got Newt and you've got Ripley. That scene that's a pure horror scene.
Yeah, it is
injected into it, and that is The face huggers for me are probably scarier than the aliens, because the aliens are big and yes, they move fast and they're going to kill you. But the face huggers, they're worse because they come out of nowhere and they're not going to kill you. They're going to impregnate you. And I'm not down for that. I'm definitely not feeling that at all.
No, because you think you're fine and then 2 days later it pops out your chest.
Yeah, and it's not like you're giving birth. It's not coming out in a pleasant way.
Oh, controversial.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh?
Yeah, okay. That's all my female listeners got. I apologise. I have a wife who's given birth. I understand childbirth is very, very painful. However, I feel a chest burster would be more painful. And now I will wait for the barrage of abuse to come through on social media. Visually, this movie still holds up. It has some issues. The main issues I have with it is as soon as you step foot outside of a set and go to the spacecraft, it's very Red Dwarf, Battlestar Galactica-y. It's very much model spaceship on a string.
It does have a Red Dwarf actor in it as well.
Who does it have from Red Dwarf?
At the beginning of the film, there's the commander on the space station, or moon station, whatever it is, talking about the guy that wants to go visit this spaceship on the other side of the island, other side of the planet. And then he was the commander of Red Dwarf in the first episode that puts everyone in the stasis.
Wow.
Whatever his name is, in the stasis. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and rewatch that because I didn't spot that. That's amazing. But apart from that Red Dwarf-esque element, which kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit, all of the sets are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
The visual effects, because they didn't rely on any kind of digital effects, it was very, very much practical effects, but done in a very good way on a very healthy budget. You don't get bits where you're going, oh, that looks bad now. It's like where you've got the aliens coming through the tunnels to catch people. That still looks good.
Yeah.
And that, for a movie of its age, is not common.
No.
And I know that. So one of the things I found about this movie that absolutely astounded me. So when James Cameron come on board to do Aliens, the entire crew were very, very much against him. They didn't like his ideas. They were all very loyal to Ridley Scott's vision and how he'd done it. And they basically tried to make his life fucking miserable. He was just finishing filming Terminator before he went on to Aliens. He sent an invite out to all of the crew and invited them to a screening of Terminator before it was released so they could get on board. Not a single crew member turned up.
It's not that nice, is it?
The thing is, if you think of James Cameron now, he could walk on any movie set and everyone would just do exactly what he said and wouldn't question him at all. But on this, he was being questioned and undermined left, right and centre by everybody.
Yeah, he fired the cinematographer because he wouldn't light it how he wanted it. So got rid of him.
Yeah. And I think he had to. I think there needs to be a point where you draw the line and go, look, I'm in charge now. This is how it's going to be.
Well, yeah, it's not like the stories you hear nowadays of him on The Abyss and on other films and on Titanic where he's a complete git.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, yeah. On The Abyss, the crew had T-shirts, life's an abyss and then you die and stuff like that. And he's quite a tyrant on set, apparently, but...
Oh, is he?
No one knew who he was back then, so...
Maybe that was all spawned because of how badly he was treated by the crew on Aliens.
Well, yeah, it's a British crew, and he didn't like that. They went in their contracts, they had it to tea breaks. So he'd be setting up a shot, waiting for them, and then they'd bugger off on a tea break. So they didn't get along at all.
Oh, that's not how to run a movie. But it's made me smile anyway.
Well.
To be fair, that's kind of what I think of the movie, and it's kind of what you think of the movie. I think we should find out what the listeners think of the movie and do 3-word reviews. Okay, before we do 3-word reviews, I think we're going to do recommended account of the week. That's right, my recommended account picks are back. I choose an account every single week that I think you should go and follow and go and have a look at. This week, for our first week back, I've chosen Room66. That's at Room66 on Instagram, and they're Room66 on YouTube as well. Don't go and type Room66, because that's not how you'll find them. That's not the right account. It's Room60, the word, then the number 6, so Room66. This account is a stories account, and they tell everything from witches to Bigfoot to ghosts to missing persons to murder and conspiracy theories. This account pretty much covers anything in that spooky story, scary, real world stuff that I don't cover on this show. We cover movies. Go and give them a follow. They are a really, really cool account. They've got loads of great content, loads of great stories, and loads of great videos on YouTube and on Instagram. Really, really friendly as well. If you send them a message, they will respond to you. They'll talk to you. They're a little bit like me. They're a real person behind the account. So that's my recommended account for this week, and that's Room66 at Room60, the word, and the number 6 on Instagram and on YouTube. And now I think it's time to get your 3-word reviews. I asked you for them. I think it's time we hear them. It's this week's 3-word reviews from the listeners. So here are this week's 3-word reviews. Gareth, are you going to kick us off?
I will. Right. Kicking Ass Aliens from the OG Shape, 1978. Guns Grit Aliens from Phil Mondo, and Get the Flamethrower, Madman Monster.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good advice.
And my ones are, we've got Sadly Missing Jones, which is from Jason Funtime Movie Party. And that's obviously a reference to the cat from the original Aliens. We've got Start Your Grinning from Travelling Light Years. And finally, Drop Your Linens by Barrel Flicks Podcast.
Stop your grinning and drop your linen. Found them.
A little bit about our 3-word reviewers. So we've got Jason's Funtime Movie Party is a movie reviewer on Instagram. We've got the OG Shape, who's a horror. He's not. He's a Halloween account, and he's also a collector like you. We've got Phil Mondo, who is a super cool horror account, shares loads of videos and various other bits. We've got Travelling Light Years, who's a mixed fandom account, who's got divas, sci-fi, horror, and his pets. We've got Barrel Aged Flicks Podcast, is a movie podcast where they drink and they talk movies. What more could you want? And finally, we've got Mad Monster, who is a horror account, and they're all on Instagram, and their links are all in the bios to this episode. So go and find them, go and give them a follow, because that's what it's for. We've listened to the 3-word reviews. I think it's time we slip into facts. We've got the listener fact this week. They've only gone and done it. The listeners have given us a fact. So the listener fact comes in from an account called Hurt, which I thought the account name was really cool. It's got lots and lots of underspace in. What are they called? The lines at the bottom.
Underscores?
Yeah, underscores. It's got lots of those in it. So again, the link for him is in the bio, because if you type Hurt into Instagram, you will get all sorts of different accounts that you do not want. So his fact is the M41A pulse rifle is an amalgamation of a Thompson submachine gun coupled with a Frenchie SPAS-12 automatic shotgun. So I'm assuming he's a gunman.
Yes, that sounds very accurate.
Because I would not know any of those.
No. When you started with M41, I thought it was about a motorway.
Yeah. Into my facts. So I'm going to talk a little about money first. So This had a really healthy budget for 1986, $18.5 million, which in 86 is a huge amount of money to make.
Apparently, it's the same as Superman 4 had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a big difference.
There's a huge difference. I don't know how many of my listeners listen or watch other movies away from horror, but if you do, go and check out Superman 4 and compare it to Aliens to see what the difference is. It had a worldwide gross of $131 million, which is obscene money.
That's a lot of money back then.
It is a huge amount of money back then. It equates to over $1 billion. So put this into sort of modern time. This is up with the likes of Avengers Endgame. That kind of money.
Oh yeah.
The alien screams and shrieks are actually baboon shrieks that have been altered in after editing. And this is probably my favourite fact. So Ripley's little bathroom she's got in her apartment.
Oh yeah.
That is actually a British Airways toilet that they bought from BA and took it to set and then just polished it up.
It worked.
That's all that is. My final fact actually relates to Jones the cat, who she left. So there was a scene that was edited out, and they edited it out because they couldn't get the cat to do what they wanted. So when she's on the space station, before they go up to face the aliens, you've got a virtual garden on that spaceship. And they had a scene where the cat was chasing a virtual bird. And this scene ended with the cat jumping headfirst into a wall.
Right.
Apparently they spent 16 hours trying to convince the cat to jump headfirst into the wall.
Right.
The cat flat out refused, hence it didn't make the movie. And that was this week's facts. Fuck ups for this movie. I'm not going to go too deep into fuck ups on this. I've got one, and it's the most minuscule thing because this movie's great. So the one visual fuck up that you can go and spot is in the opening scene where Ripley is frozen. And you're seeing her in the pod. She's laying there and her head is turned to the side. In every subsequent shot from there, while she's frozen, she's looking straight forward.
Oh.
And that is the only fuck up I've got for this movie. There really isn't many.
Yeah, because I never noticed.
I had a look online. And there's, so I don't know if people know, so on IMDb, you've got a section called Goofs, which there's lots of little fuck-ups, and you can find them elsewhere as well. But in there, within Goofs, they've got a section which is things regarded as goofs that actually weren't. And that is like 50 pages long of stuff that people thought were mistakes, but they weren't. But actual mistakes, there's hardly anything. We've reached that time in the show, I'm afraid, my wonderful guest, co-host, where you are going to be the second person to take on Save Me.
So at least be second in the rankings.
You will. So the first person to take it on was obviously Skellington Fan, who was on the Evil Dead episode that you requested, and I finally got to give it to you.
Thank you very much. I was very pleased to hear that.
You requested that movie back in July, I think it was. And it took from July to November. I'm still baffled. I remember messaging you when it reached the final against Scream 3 going, this is a shoo-in, you're the bonus episode.
I bet my mortgage on that as well.
And then Scream 3 won, and I remember just looking at my phone going, what?
You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
But we got there in the end. We've done it for you.
Thank you.
So are you ready to give Save Me a try?
Yeah, I got Google up and running. Here we go.
Google is not allowed.
You never said it wasn't allowed.
So let me explain the rules. You get 15 multiple choice questions. They start off very, very easy. They gradually get harder and harder and harder. You get multiple save me's throughout, so you can use 3 save me's. The save me's change each week, so your save me's are not the same as the ones that Skellington Fan got. So your save me's are you've got a straight pass. You can just pass the question. and go on to the next one. You've got swap the subject. So you can actually swap one of these horror questions for a question about another type of movie. And then you've got the final one, which is get a clue. So those are your 3 save me's, and you can use those at any time.
Dear.
The goal is to get as far as you can. If you get a question wrong, the game is over. You've got save points. So when you get to question 5, if you get that right, you're guaranteed 50 points. 10 points per question. If you get to question 10, you get another save point. You're guaranteed 100 points.
All right.
If you get, for example, question 7 wrong, you drop back to 50 points.
Okay.
So are you ready to play Save Me?
What is the cash value of the points?
Let's say it's 0.
Well done.
Yeah, you get a pat on the back. You get pride if you get to win the season.
Bragging rights. Let's go.
Bragging rights, exactly. Right, so here we go. Let's do Save Me.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Here's Johnny.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Groovy.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It's all for you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
A census taker once tried to test me.
Get out! Get out!
Oh, shit. What? He's gone.
Here is Gareth from Video Tasties taking on Save Me. Question number 1. In Aliens, the character Ellen Ripley is played by who? Sigourney Weaver, Carrie Henn, Scarlett Johansson, or Angelina Jolie?
Sigourney Weaver.
It is Sigourney Weaver. That's 10 points. We're off to a good start. I would have been very upset if you got that wrong. Question number 2. Who directed Insidious from 2010? Was it Wes Craven, James Wan, John Carpenter, or Sam Raimi?
James Wan.
It was James Wan. 2 out of 2. Question number 3. In the film Jaws, what is the name of the fishing boat they used to go and hunt him? Is it A, the Spellbound, B, High Tide, C, Dolphin, or D, the Orca?
Orca.
It is the Orca. It's 3 out of 3. Question number 4. Which horror villain coined the phrase, "Do you like scary movies"? Is it A, Freddy Krueger, B, Pennywise the Dancing Clown, C, Ghostface, or D, Michael Myers?
Ghostface.
It is Ghostface. 4 out of 4. We're on a roll. Not touched to save me yet. Question number 5. When Carrie takes the stage as prom queen, she is doused in what animal's blood? Pig, cow, chicken, or goat?
Pig.
It is pig blood. There you go. Whatever happens from now on, you've got 50 points. So you're in a good place. So Skeleton fans scored 90.
Ooh.
So from here, they do start getting a little bit harder.
Oh dear.
So question number 6. What 1953 horror movie was remade in 2005 with Paris Hilton in the lead role? War of the Worlds, Lost Women, House of Wax, or Project Moonbase?
House of Wax.
What's House of Wax? 6 out of 6, and still no save me's touched. Question number 7. The tape recorder from The Evil Dead actually belonged to Sam Raimi's uncle, one of the financial backers, Bruce Campbell's father, or none of them. It was a custom-built prop. And don't forget, you've got the save me's there if you want to.
Yeah, I think I know, but I better take a save me.
Which one do you want to use? Do you want to do a straight pass, swap the subject, or get a clue?
Give us a clue, Lionel.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. The clue is it was one of the cast's fathers.
Was it Bruce Campbell's?
It was Bruce Campbell's father. So,
yes.
So that's that clue. That's that save me gone, and you got 7 now. So you're on 70 points. Question number 8. What is the name of Ed and Lorraine's daughter in The Conjuring? Is it Judy, Jessica, Lily, or Anna?
That's to save me.
Do you want to go with a swap the subject or a straight pass?
Let's pass that one.
You're going to pass that one. The answer was Judy. So you're on 80 points. So you're now one question away from tie-in with
All right.
Skeleton Fan.
That's respectful.
So, in the movie The Orphan, what is Esther's real age in the movie? 33, 35, 37, or 29?
You couldn't have spread them out, so like 70 or something like that. Okay. Swap.
You're going to swap that? Okay, so let's swap over. So you have now got an action movie question.
Oh, there we go. If I embarrass myself now.
So, in Lethal Weapon 4, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover reprise their roles. But who plays Lee Butters, the young detective? Is it Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker, or Dwayne Johnson?
Chris Rock.
It is Chris Rock. That's 10 points. So you've now matched Skellington Fan's score. All your save me's have gone.
Go.
This is exactly the same position that Skelly got to. And it was question 10. So if you get this right, you've definitely got 100 points. And you, whatever happens after that. So question number 10. Which artist won Best Makeup Oscar for American Werewolf in London? Tom Savini, V. Neil, Rob Bottin, or Rick Baker?
Rick Baker.
It was Rick Baker. So you now have 100 points. Whatever happens, you've got 100 points. So
there we go.
This question number 11, you may as well take a guess because it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. So where is the 2019 movie Midsummer set? Is it Sweden, Denmark, Norway, or Switzerland?
Sweden.
It is Sweden. So you're now on 110 points. You've only got, 3 questions to go. You've done the whole lot. So question number 12. What religion are the main characters in the 2015 movie The Witch? Are they Buddhist, Catholic, Puritan, or Latter-day Saints? And don't forget, you don't have to answer if you don't know.
Oh. Puritans.
They are. So you are now, you're nearly there. Question number 13. In the film American Psycho, what colour is Patrick Bateman's business card? Is it off-white, white, eggshell, or bone?
Ooh, eggshell.
Is that your answer?
The power's gone to your head already.
You gonna go with eggshell?
Yeah. Yes.
Game over.
Bone then, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was bone.
Yeah.
So dropped down to 100 points. So that's good. You're leading the pack.
There you go.
You are leading the pack, and well, congratulations. I'm very impressed. I did panic for a minute. You were going to go all the way through and ruin the quiz for the rest of the season.
That was never going to happen.
I was really impressed with the lethal weapon question.
Well, I've seen it enough.
I thought that was hard when I wrote that. I genuinely thought that was a hard question, and the midsummer question as well. I kind of picked countries all in the same area.
Yeah.
Have you seen Midsummer?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I wasn't a fan.
It was
3 hours. I would go there on holiday, but it looked nice.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of The Wicker Man, but not as fun and way too long.
Yeah. You could watch The Wicker Man twice instead.
You could watch The Wicker Man twice. It's got a lot more naked dancing. And it is a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
There we go, folks. You've got 2 reviews in this episode. And that was this week's Save Me. Video Tasties. 100 points. First place. Right, so that was Gareth setting a new high score in the quiz. Congratulations, Gareth.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are now in the lead. We've still got 9 episodes to go this season, so there's a chance you might be caught. But the problem is, the problem everyone's going to have coming after you, and the same as you had after Skellington Fan, is I'm going to be telling them that you've got 100 points. So if they're on the 9th question and they've got no save me's left, they're going to take a guess because they want to either match you or beat you.
Yeah.
So I think going earlier on takes a lot of the pressure off, where whoever's going on last, if someone has scored 14, they've got no choice but to keep going.
Yeah, they're going to go.
Back to Aliens. So I'm going to round things off with kind of my final thoughts on it. I'll tell you where you can go and find it as well. So Aliens for me, it's a must-watch movie. If you're a sci-fi fan or you're a horror fan, this is something that if you haven't seen it already, have you been living under a rock? Why have you not seen this? Because you need to.
Yeah.
Look past the dodgy effects when they're out of the spacecraft. You will fall in love with the characters. You will be dragged in by, in some points, just the sheer silliness of it. But that just adds to when it gets dark. You need those silliness bits and those jokes to make it not horrific. It's a fantastic movie. It's a must see. You must add it to your watch lists wherever you're going to watch it. If you're in the UK, this is available on Disney Plus and Virgin Go to stream. You can also rent it everywhere else, like Amazon or wherever you illegally stream your videos, because your movies. Because I know there's lots of you who do that. If you're in the US, this is available pretty much everywhere. So it's on Fubo, Showtime, DirecTV, Spectrum On Demand, and then again you can rent it everywhere else or illegally stream it, because I know you will do it. You will lie and say you don't, but I know you do. I'm going to let Gareth have the final words on Alien. And who would you recommend this to, Gareth? What's your final say on Aliens?
It's pretty much most people would enjoy it. I think there's all aspects like the action, the horror, anything like that, the space travel, anything. People would find something out of it, but scaredy cats probably should stay away from it. And my wife wouldn't watch it. She wouldn't go there. No, she'd be gone when the fake out at the beginning.
Oh, really? That's the limit.
Yep, there's something like that. But yeah,
I've got to say that fake out at the beginning, that was a big step up in visual effects from the first chestbuster.
Yeah,
in Alien.
Yeah.
Because I know the first one in the original Alien, I know that Ridley Scott didn't tell any of the cast what was going to happen. They were just told you have to naturally react and you cannot break character. That's all they were told. So when that chestbuster come out and it sprayed fake blood everywhere, that was their genuine reaction to it, because they actually thought that was the guy on the table as well.
It is very convincing.
It is. This one done a good job of that as well. And one thing that we haven't touched on that we probably should is the acting quality in this. Sigourney Weaver's, what can you say? She's Sigourney Weaver. She's incredible in everything she's in, from Ghostbusters right through to Avatar and everything in between.
Yeah, she was nominated for an Oscar for this performance.
Was she really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the music was nominated too, but they didn't win. But
oh wow,
it was good enough for an Academy Award nomination.
Yeah, and she is exceptional in this, and she's fantastic. But even away from her, when you get into the Marines, and I love the what is he? He's like the Colonel Marine, the guy who's in charge. I think the one who wakes them all up.
He is he was a real Marine.
Oh, really?
In Nam as well. Yeah, they had him on set as well, and he was helping them with their guns and stuff. And because the actors were wandering around with the fingers on the triggers and stuff like that, and he taught them the ways of how they should go around and do stuff.
That's amazing. That really is cool. I didn't know that. There is one thing in this movie that's surrounded by a little bit of controversy, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but I think I probably should, because otherwise it looks like I'm just brushing over it and I'm not touching it. And that is the Vasquez. Is it Vasquez? Yeah. So Vasquez is portrayed as a Latino character, but the actress who played her wasn't. She was a white American, and they actually darkened her skin for that role. I know this is an incredibly delicate subject to touch on, and I don't normally touch things like this in my show, but I'm going to. And I'm going to say something now that if people don't like it, I'm really, really sorry, but this is how I feel. James Cameron done what he done, and he put her in the film. He was trying to show diversity, but he failed miserably in how he'd done it. But the ethnicity of that character does not change that. The ethnicity has got nothing to do with her backstory. It doesn't change that character. If she was white, black, Latina, whatever that character was, she would have been the same character. He done something that was wrong, and in modern eyes is frowned upon. But in 1986, this was completely acceptable and happened a lot. And I've seen lots of people complain about this online. And if I'm being honest, you need to kind of suck it up, because that was how it was in the 80s.
Yeah, you can't change it.
You cannot change it. And there is a big element at the moment of people trying to change the past. And I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but you can't change what's happened. You need to accept it and learn from it.
Yeah.
And if you look at James Cameron moving into further movies, and Avatar's a good example, that is very much lots of things in Avatar he's taken from Aliens. Like you've got the walking, the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think what you'd call it. The
power loaders in the...
Yeah, the power loaders from Aliens, but they've got that in
Yeah,
Avatar.
they turned them into like machine guns and weaponized it.
Yeah, and he kind of corrected his mistake by casting Michelle Rodriguez in Avatar, playing a very, very similar character to Vasquez. And if you were to watch those two movies side by side, there are lots of similarities. And I think James Cameron has learned from his mistake. I think he's come up to modern times. But as I say, I wasn't going to touch on that, but I have now. So,
Hey, Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
This movie is a knockout for me. Take that away from it. It's a knockout movie. Visually stunning. Storylines impeccable. Acting's amazing. There is literally, I can't pick fault with it.
I've got one.
Oh, okay. What fault have you got with it?
Well, at the beginning, Ripley's asleep, and then while she's sleeping, they're terraforming this planet where the alien spaceship was.
Yes. So
at no point did they visit the rest of the planet to find another spaceship when they started terraforming it.
This is very true. Because the colonel, is it the colonel or the CEO of the company?
Yeah.
He says, well, we don't need to worry. We've had colonists there for 2 years.
Yeah. And no one's ventured further than the front yard.
Yeah, well, the stupid thing is, because when they get there, it's not even like they need to go far to find them. They're like already there. The aliens are there. Yeah, okay. You've picked a fault in it.
I know.
And I'm going to let it slide because it's an accurate fault. That was this episode. That was Aliens. This has been Alien Encounter Week. Gareth, thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm delighted you did. I really, really, really do want everyone to go and follow your account. It's video.tasties. The things that Gareth shares, honestly, on a daily basis, you'll just be going, where the hell did you get that? Where is that? Or as I quite often do, he'll do a live and he'll be wandering through his collection and I'll be going, oh, go back. I had that as a kid. Is that Atmosphere? Have you got a copy of Atmosphere? And it's all these things that you kind of built into your collection that people don't see anymore.
I think, that's what I have fun with.
Yeah, and it's physical media and physical things are becoming a thing of the past. And accounts like yours bring that back to us. And for me, I'm grateful that you do, because I don't have space to store all that kind of stuff. I wish I did, but I don't. And by you
take a lot of space.
Yeah, but by you doing it, it means I don't need to, because I get to look at your account and go, oh my God, that's amazing. I just don't get to watch them, which is
well, they're 4x3 and grainy, so would you want to?
The stupid thing is probably.
Yeah, you probably would.
But seriously, thank you very much for coming on the show.
No problem.
Right, well, moving on from here, we've got a crammed season. We've got guests every week. Next week, we're moving on to Bad Remake Week, where I'm going to be joined by Miss Cherry Myers, and we're going to be discussing Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. But that's next week. A huge thank you to Gareth. A huge thank you to all of you for listening. This show is nothing without you. It's just me talking to myself. Please, if you do enjoy the episode, go and share it with a friend. Give us a review somewhere if you can. I don't know how that works. I hear loads of other podcasts say it really helps. So it really helps us. So go and do that. Anything you can do to share the show on social media. Tell your friends, tell your nan, tell your enemies. I really don't care. Tell someone to come and listen to us, because the more people who listen, the more I can make this show for you. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you all next week.
Get away from her, you bitch! Put your hands up.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Don't forget, leave us a review wherever you can and recommend us to a friend. This is the You Run podcast, because you run and control the show. To get involved, head over to our website, yourunpodcast.com, where you can record us a voicemail. That voicemail I will play on the air. Use that to say whatever you want. Are we good? Are we bad? Do you want a movie review? It's up to you. This is your show. Not only that, you can get involved on all of our social medias. We're at You Run Podcast pretty much everywhere. Join in the 3-word review. Give us a fact. Ask us a question anytime, whatever it is. This is your show. This is the You Run Podcast.
You want to die tonight?